In this video, I'm going to share how I set recovery goals that actually helped me heal from CFS, chronic fatigue syndrome. So if you see yourself as a high performer and you're used to setting big, ambitious goals, but now you're struggling with chronic fatigue, which makes it hard to set goals that you can actually stick to, then this video is really going to help you out. In it, I'm going to share how I learned to set recovery goals that won't burn you out, so you always know what you're working towards and you can measure your progress along the way. The best part is this is going to help you stay focused, build your confidence, and prevent you from feeling lost in your recovery journey, or as I like to call it, your comeback story. So with that being said, let's get started. We're going to do this video on the computer because I know at least when I was going through chronic fatigue, I would have liked to have been able to both watch and listen to something. So with that said, let's get started. All right, so here's how I set recovery goals that help me heal from CFS, chronic fatigue syndrome. Here's what we're going to cover: why goals matter more than you think, why it's hard to set goals with chronic fatigue, the best ways to set goals right now if you're struggling with chronic fatigue, my personal recovery goals for your inspo, and then last, my step-by-step goal creation system plus examples to help you create your recovery goals. So first, here's why goals matter more than you think. Before we jump into the how to do this, we need to talk about why setting goals is so important, especially for someone like you who's used to optimizing your performance. Peter Drucker said, if you can't measure it, you can't improve it. And that's especially true for chronic fatigue recovery. So here's why goals matter. First, goals give you a clear roadmap because right now progress might feel slow or invisible. Goals create measurable wins that prove you're moving forward. Next, goals keep you motivated because recovery is a journey with ups and downs. Goals help you stay committed even when things feel slow. Next, goals prevent overwhelm. Knowing your next small milestone reduces anxiety and keeps you from feeling stuck and helps you focus on just the next step. Last, goals increase your chances of full recovery because the people who recover fully are the ones who set intentional goals, work towards them consistently, and adjust as needed. Recovery isn't about perfection, it's about progress. And progress starts with setting the right goals. So with that said, here's why it's hard to set goals with chronic fatigue. I know how tough it could be to set goals when you have chronic fatigue because when I was going through it, I was struggling with setting goals. So basically, I know how you feel because I felt the same way. It felt like each week my symptoms would only get worse, which would make it so that I couldn't hit the goals I was setting for myself. It was so frustrating. But up until I got sick, I was great at goal setting. It was black and white simple. You know what I mean? Just use the SMART framework to set clear goals, then work hard until you've achieved them, right? Yeah, that's probably how you used to be too. Goal setting was simple. You just set the goal and then work towards it. Boom. But when I was struggling with CFS, setting and achieving goals wasn't so simple since I didn't know how I would feel or how much I'd be able to work each day. I'd wake up each day just hoping I wasn't worse than the day before. And I tried everything, but nothing worked. I tried working through the fatigue, but that just backfired and I'd crash. Or I'd work just a little, but then I'd feel bad about myself for not doing as much as I could do and not living up to my full potential. And the longer I wasn't able to set goals, the more my confidence went down and the more worthless I felt. I'd gone from being a high performer in business, health, and life to being bedridden, unable to move forward in life. I wasn't able to make the money I used to make. I wasn't able to work out. I wasn't seeing friends or family anymore. And I basically had to forget about all my passions and hobbies in life. I was just struggling to get by day to day. Maybe you feel or you felt the same way. But then I tried a different approach to goal setting that changed everything. And I was able to start setting and achieving goals again, which increased my confidence, my self-worth, and ultimately helped me get my identity and life back. Now let's talk about the best way to set goals right now. Honestly, it's so simple. Just add buffer to your goals. So for example, instead of setting 3-month goals, set 3 to 6 month goals, or instead of setting daily goals, set weekly goals. Now, note, you're not changing the goals. You're just giving yourself buffer in the time in which you want to make them happen. Think of it as being self-compassionate to yourself because honestly, the deeper issue that you're most likely dealing with is feeling unwanted and unloved or unworthy of love. So that's why you've been such a high performer in the first place. If you're anything like me, achieving usually then equaled love. But then if you're not achieving, then you're not getting the love and then shit hits the fan. You know what I mean? And we could go deeper on emotional trauma in a later video, but basically the action step here is to be self-compassionate to yourself and add buffer to your goals. Now let's look at my personal recovery goals for your inspo for creating yours. When I started my recovery, I knew I needed some direction and goals to aim for. So I got clear on the goals I wanted to achieve in the next 3 to 6 months. Now notice that buffer there, 3 to 6 months. Mindset-wise, I wanted to feel like myself again, confident, free from fatigue, pain, brain fog, and anxiety, feeling energized, clear-headed, and excited for the future. Health-wise, I wanted to be strong and healthy again, walking 10,000 steps a day, working out consistently, getting off all meds, and regaining the strength and freedom to surf once more. And lifestyle-wise, I wanted to get back to life, resuming work, reconnecting with loved ones, and enjoying life again. Now note, as you can see, I wrote all of my goals as if they were a vision for my future self with a bunch of goals inside it. So you could create your goals like this, like as a vision, like kind of how I did it, or you can do more specific goals, which I'll show you how to do later in this video. And once I set these goals, I committed to following my 3-step recovery plan, the CFS to wellness system, tracking my progress weekly and adjusting as needed. Slowly but surely, I progressed week after week, and within months, my mind cleared, pain faded, and I regained the energy and freedom to live again. I had my life back. Mindset-wise, I was embracing gratitude for my recovery, feeling excited for the future, and setting bold goals moving forward. Health-wise, I was walking 10,000 steps daily, working out 3 times a week, completing 15 bodyweight squats per set, and getting back to surfing. Lifestyle-wise, I was reconnecting with loved ones, taking Jess out on dates, and enjoying activities I hadn't done in years. And I tracked all my progress, adjusted when needed, and stayed committed. Within months, my mind was fully clear, pain had faded, and I was back to living fully. That's the power of setting the right goals. And now it's your turn to create your recovery goals. So to help you out, let's cover my step-by-step goal creation system plus examples. So basically, I'm going to give you a little insider peek at part of my CFS to wellness system and mentorship to help you create your goals. So let's jump into that part of the program. All right, so here we are inside of the CFS to wellness recovery goals and milestones tab. So I'm going to walk you through it to help you be on your way to creating your recovery goals. So let's get started. So as you see, we have 3 big goals at the top. I want you to create a mindset goal, a health goal, and lifestyle goal. And then underneath those goals, we can have mini goals and milestone goals. So let me walk you through how to create your milestone goal. So here we want to get clear on your 3 to 6 month milestone goal. So an example of mine that I just shared with you is mindset-wise, I wanted to feel like myself again, confident, free from fatigue, pain, brain fog, and anxiety, feeling energized, clear-headed, and excited for the future. Note, mine was like a vision of my future self with a bunch of goals inside it. Now you can create your mindset goals like this, or you can do a more specific mindset goal like the examples below. Example 1, I will be brain fog free in 3 to 6 months. That's a great one. Or I will be pain free in 3 to 6 months. Or I will be anxiety free in 3 to 6 months. Key rule, your goal should be ideally realistic, measurable, and time-bound, but also flexible so they can adjust as you improve. So for time, have a flexible date. For example, 3 to 6 months instead of 3 months. It will take the stress off. Give yourself some buffer like I was talking about earlier, right? So that's how you create your mindset goal. And if you want me to hold your hand through creating your custom mindset goals, then book a call below and we will get you hooked up and get you inside of the program. Then for your health goal is get clear on your 3 to 6 month health goal. Example of mine, we touched on it, but I'll touch on it again. Health-wise, I wanted to be strong and healthy again, walking 10,000 steps daily, working out consistently, quitting all meds, and regaining the strength and freedom to surf once more. Now note, again, this was like a vision of my future self with a bunch of goals inside of it. You can create your health goals like this, or you can do more specific health goals like the examples below. Here's an example. Increase my steps from 500 to 2,000 steps per day over the next 3 to 6 months. Pretty good goal. Example 2, increase my sleep from 4 hours to 7 hours per night within 3 to 6 months. Then key rule, we just went over it, but again, your goal should be realistic, measurable, and time-bound, but also flexible so they can adjust as you improve. Now, last, I want you to create a lifestyle goal. So again, mine was like a vision for my future self with a bunch of goals inside it. So you can create your lifestyle goal like this, or you can do a more specific lifestyle goal like the examples below. So let me just recap mine again. Lifestyle-wise, I wanted to reintegrate back into life again, resuming work, reconnecting with loved ones, and enjoying life. If you want to do more specific lifestyle goals, here are some good examples. Ease back into 6 to 8 hours of focused work per day within 3 to 6 months. If you're a high performer that is maybe an entrepreneur, this is a great goal to have. Example 2, have 3 or more social outings per week within 3 to 6 months without feeling drained. Third example, be able to travel in airplanes within 3 to 6 months without fear or anxiety. Pretty simple, right? And again, if you need help with this, book a call and I will help you get your goals sorted and get you on the path to recovery. So then underneath those big goals, I suggest you set mini goals and milestones, just so you can stack up wins along the way and build your confidence along the way to your big goals. So as you can see, I've got a whole bunch of examples for you down here, and they're very detailed. Why? It's because these were my exact things, my mini goals and milestones that I was shooting for on my way to recovery. So you can literally just look at this and kind of see what my progress looked like. So here you want to get clear on your mini goal and milestones. So an example of mine for inspo is a mini goal could be maintain a 7+ out of 10 level of relaxation per day. Milestones would be hitting 4 out of 10 relaxation, 5 out of 10, 6 out of 10, and then 7 out of 10. Another mini goal is get fully medication free. So here are some milestones of mine. I was on 2 drugs, and so I was starting at 80 milligrams, and then slowly but surely I went from 80 to 60 to 50 to 40 to 30 to 20 to 10 to 0 milligrams. Drug 2, 4 milligrams, 3 milligrams, 2 milligrams, 1 milligram to 0. So that's how I got fully medication free. Now note, I'm not a doctor. I'm not suggesting you do it that way, but I'm just giving you examples of what I did. Mini goal, get 8 hours of sleep every single night. Milestones was first I wanted to get 5 hours, then 5.5 hours, then 6, then 6.5, then 7, then 7.5, then 8. And now I'm consistently getting over 8 hours of sleep. Mini goal, hit 10K steps a day. So my milestones were first 1,000 because I was starting off at like 400 steps per day, basically crawling to the bathroom. 1,000 steps a day, 1.5, 2, 2.5, 3, all the way up to 10K a day. And the cool thing about having all these mini goals and milestones is you stack up all these wins. I touched on it earlier, but it's so important to stack up those wins and give yourself proof that you are recovering. Mini goal, work out consistently 2 to 3 times a week. Milestones for this, at least for my case, were body weight workouts, upper body only because my legs were just so locked up, 1 time a week. Then body weight workouts, upper body twice a week. Body weight workouts, lower body 1 time a week. Start using weights for upper body, start using weights for lower body. So that's exactly how I progressed through it. Then for another mini goal, it was build strong surf ready legs. So for me, I wanted to be able to surf again. And again, my legs were just like not working like I wanted them to work. So I had to build them back up again. And so some of the things that helped me build back up some surf ready legs were milestones going from 3 to 50 body weight squats, and then going from 1 to 20 calf raises per leg. And I started jumping 1 time a week again, jogging on the beach weekly, and then sprinting weekly. So you can see the progression here. Mini goal, start doing basic chores again. So if you're really struggling, you're starting off in a really not ideal spot, then here's some milestones that could give you some ideas, because these are the ones that I went through when I was at my worst. Taking out the trash again. This rebuilt a lot of my confidence because like my wife, Jess, was just basically taking care of me, doing all of the household chores, like everything. And then once I was able to start taking out the trash again, I'm like, okay, yeah, I'm a functioning member of this household again. Like, awesome. I got a little bit of my manhood back, you know? Making meals, standing up. That was huge. Unloading the dishwasher. That was huge. Carrying and unloading the groceries. Riding in cars comfortably. Driving in cars comfortably. Getting a haircut. All of these things were great little milestones that all built my confidence and got me closer to my mindset, my health, and my lifestyle goals. Mini goals, resume work full time again, 6 hours a day. Milestones, able to look at screens again, able to sit in a chair for 20 minutes, able to work first for 20 minutes, 30 minutes, 1 hour, 2 hours, 3 hours, 4, 6, and then 6 hours. So note, I found that I love doing 5-hour a day work days. I used to do like 8 to 12-hour work days some days. And, gone are those days. You know what I mean? Lifestyle is important. So like 5 hours is just like the perfect sweet spot for me. I could do that every single day. That's sustainable for me. Mini goal, reconnect with family and friends. Milestones to see family and friends 1 time a week at my place. See family and friends 1 time a week out of the house. See family and friends twice a week, 3 times a week, 4 times a week. Go to events, go to concerts. So I hope this is giving you guys some ideas for your goals and mini goals. Mini goals, enjoy walking around town and taking Jess out on weekly dates and events. So if you guys don't know, Jess is my wife now. She is awesome. And she stuck with me through the 3 years that I was just struggling with CFS. Milestones is walk to smoothie shop for a date with Jess, 4 blocks away. Walk to taco stand for dinner comfortably, 4 blocks away. Walk to Cliff Restaurant for dinner and back comfortably, 6 blocks away. Walk downtown and back comfortably, 8 blocks away. Walk into town for date nights with Jess. Walk into town for dinner, live music, and look at art. Walk downtown to social events with Jess. Take Jess on fun dates like pottery making, painting, etc. Take Jess dancing, go on a hike, date with Jess. So you can see how they progressively get a little bit more challenging, right? Mini goal, go to beach daily. Because like when I was at my worst, I was bedridden. And then once I wasn't bedridden, I could then get out onto the deck, which is nice, but we lived 2 blocks from the freaking beach. And I love the beach more than anything. And so it was so nice when I was able to finally get down to the beach to look out. Then it was so nice to be able to finally get my feet in the sand, then to relax on the beach, then to walk on the beach, then to get in the ocean, then to have an epic beach day of relaxing and surfing and fun. Then mini goal, surf. That was my vibe. Ideally, I want to be doing it 2 to 3 times a week. Milestones for building up to that was paddling, surfing first on a longboard, surfing on a shortboard softy, surfing on a shortboard hard, and then surfing, getting barreled, and coming out again. So I hope sharing my mini goals and milestones with you really helped you out, and sharing my recovery goals helped you out as well. And again, if you guys need help creating yours, just book a call with me and we'll see if we could get you sorted. Recap and your next steps. So now you know how I set recovery goals that help me heal from chronic fatigue. All you have to do is start setting your goals with buffer. Action step is set your vision and goals. Imagine, what do you want your life to look like a few months from now? Really get clear on this. Your next steps is subscribe. I make videos like this every single week on YouTube. And if you want more help on overcoming chronic fatigue naturally, regaining your health, and achieving total wellness, then I invite you to join my free weekly CFS to Wellness newsletter or apply to work with me one-to-one in the links below, and I'll help you come up with your custom tailored recovery goals and plan. More importantly, the message I want to leave you with is this. If I could heal after years of being stuck, so can you. This is the beginning of your comeback story. And stick around. In the next video, I'm going to show you the root cause of chronic fatigue and how I finally started healing. So make sure you subscribe. I'll see you in the next one.